Welcome to one of the best preserved buildings of Chichen Itza. The Casa Colorada, which is Spanish for the red house, is named as such because of the red paint inside the buildings. It's also known as the House of Little Holes, as there is latticework on the top of the building that makes it look like little holes. The building's Mayan name is Chichinchob, which could possibly mean small holes. In one of the chambers, there are hieroglyphs which speak of the old rulers of Chichen Itza. They contain a Maya date that correlates to 869 AD. These hieroglyphs are key for us to know more about the rulers of Chichen Itza and possibly also of the neighboring city of Ecbalam. In order to understand why there's so much mystery around Mayan hieroglyphics, one needs to get to know a certain character from Spain by the name of Diego de Landa. Landa was a bishop appointed to the Yucatan Peninsula after the Spanish invasion. He arrived in 1549 and immediately began to eliminate so-called heathenism and convert indigenous populations to Christianity. The Mayans were familiar with the concept of a god who dies and comes back to life, as their own maize god did just that. As such, it wasn't too difficult for them to accept the idea of Jesus Christ, and many Mayans did convert to Christianity. However, Landa was paranoid that there was a faction of the Maya that were actively subverting Christianity. He suspected that a rebellion was forming and took drastic action. On July 12, 1562 CE, Landa burned over 40 Mayan books and over 20,000 images. He even went so far as to torture Mayans whom he suspected of idolatry. His actions were condemned by fellow Spanish religious leaders, and he was sent back to Spain to explain his actions. But the consequences were huge. If we still had those books and images today, so much more would be known about the Mayans and their society as a whole. Thankfully, Landa wrote a book himself defending his actions. In this book, he describes many of the customs and images he himself attempted to destroy, giving us insight into the Mayans. 3 books survived Landa's flames, and they have proved themselves invaluable to historians today. These books provided a ton of information to scholars about the Mayan calendar in particular. However, Landa's actions contribute to our relative inability to understand the meaning of Mayan hieroglyphics. Countless drawings were destroyed that day in the flames, irrevocably lost. Look at the map when it pops back up and follow the route to the next stop.